To South Africa now, and it's been just a couple of hours since Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan delivered his mid-term budget speech in Parliament, and his announcement that universities in the country will receive an extra $1.2 billion over the next years have been met with mixed reactions. Protesting students say the Finance Minister did a good job in terms of a gradual approach, but they say students are looking for a more radical change to the budget. The Finance Minister has also vowed he will do his best to bring the country's campuses back to normal. He's urged students to stop the violence. Students from the Fees Must Fall movement are demanding free tertiary education in the country.
We understand the concerns of our students and their parents, that we appreciate their difficulties, that we will do everything that is possible to regain normality on our campuses. We do not want them to lose the 2016 academic year.
Let's discuss this further with CCTV's Julie Sher, who's live in Johannesburg. So, Julie, an extra $1.2 billion will now be channeled to universities and higher education institutions. What's been the reaction to this announcement, and how likely is it that student protests will continue?
Good afternoon, Penina. Well, as Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan announced yesterday that $1.2 billion will be allocated to the universities over the 3 years, but this hasn't been met by, let's say, it has quelled a bit of the protests. Some students do receive it, but the majority of the ones I've spoken to, and especially the SRC ones here Johannesburg at Wits universities, they say that the Finance Minister yesterday didn't really meet their demands, and therefore they do recognize that this $1.2 billion will be welcome, but the truth is that they want their demands to be met, and that is the demand of free education. And students are calling for a more radical change to the budget, and their plan of action is to continue to clamp down on universities in an effort to highlight their demands. So disruptions haven't been reported yet in Johannesburg, but we're still to hear what the SRC leaders have to say later on today. And you must recall that the Wits University has been at the heart of all protests, and they have been extremely violent. So we're yet to see where this is going, Penina.
So, Julie, when will this money be made available to students? Where will it come from, and which students are targeted?
Well, those are answers that should be answered in the next coming weeks. But as we speak, Wits University is reviewing the minister's speech budget and all the documents. But a quick reading indicates that the mini budget largely finances the priorities to fund the poor and the missing middle. But students are calling for government to also consider their free education model. Wits students and academics proposed numerous ways in which funding could be made available for free education. And their model, they said that they could look into taxes, they could find different ways, they could find so many other solutions in which this situation could be funded. And that's why at the moment we're not sure exactly what the way forward is. We know that this $1.2 billion will be allocated throughout the 3 years, but there's still many questions that lie ahead, Nina.
All right, Julie Shire in Johannesburg. Many thanks, Julie, for that.